the heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
Now that's the new edition way.
I feel like there's another level we can take it to.
What you think, Mike?
2 steps ahead of you, Slick.
What's good, bro?
What you doing, man?
I'm in.
Woman, you don't even know what I'm getting ready to ask you.
Here's the vision. All 3 of us on the same stage every night.
Gonna be crazy.
No barriers, no separation.
It'll be like 9 kings and a queen.
The next level starts now.
Calling all collectors! Topps NBA basketball trading cards are back. It's available in the Grizzlies' Den by Fanatics and online at Topps.com. Rip into bold color parallels, electric inserts, relics, and autographed cards from today's biggest stars and the next-gen talent. Look out for rookie cards of Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper, plus Grizzlies favorites John Morant, Jalen Wells, and so many more. You don't want to miss this drop. Grab your set before it's gone.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
You're the other white meat. How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it. I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Live from the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
Speaking to you from the Built Ford Tough studio, we're in FedEx Forum, downtown Memphis. Bennett Doyle right there producing the program. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. And I hope you're ready for a big basketball weekend because the Grizzlies play on Saturday and the Tigers play on Sunday, and we're going to discuss both of them momentarily. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. In the next segment, about 10:20, Lang Whitaker is going to join me. You saw him hosting the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt this morning. JB out of town. Lang nice enough to pop in studio with me. He's going to sit right there in that chair. I'll talk Grizzlies with him. Lang Whitaker going to be here in the next segment. Finish talking to him, take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know. At which point we'll discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories, among them fun college basketball game last night in Tuscaloosa. Final score, Purdue 87, Alabama 80. The Tigers get Purdue next week in the Bahamas. That's going to be a tough task, clearly. We'll talk about the top-ranked team in the top 25 and 1. We'll do it in about 40 minutes. The Patriots have won 8 straight games under Mike Vrabel. Beat the Jets 27-14 last night. I will once again ask Bennett why his Titans fired one of the world's best football coaches 2 years ago. That'll happen in just a bit. Rest in peace, newbies.
Damn.
A staple of the Highland Strip is closing its doors. Sad stuff. We'll lament the news. We'll do that a little later on in the show. Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani have both repeated as MVPs. Judge is the AL MVP. Ohtani, the NL MVP. What happened last night had never happened before. History of Major League Baseball. We'll spend a few minutes on that in the third segment. And there's a report out of Arkansas this morning insisting former Penn State coach James Franklin is not, I repeat, not a factor in the Razorbacks coaching search. That suggests he'll likely land somewhere better. We'll talk coaching carousel stuff during a segment we call 5 More Things You Need to Know. Then we'll eventually do GP's Carryout. And we'll call it a day. So that's the rundown. We got a lot to get to, but I did want to start with basketball in the Bluff City because we got 2 basketball teams in the city that we truly care about, I think. One is the Grizzlies. You wouldn't argue with that, would you?
Mm-hmm.
The other's the Tigers. You wouldn't argue with that, would you?
I like the hustle as well. I'm wearing their gear right now. I mean, they are 2-0. Well, maybe 3-0 now, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, they're 3-0. They had a game winner the other night.
Okay, I apologize.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, they're the winningest team in our city right now.
Really, we might
in your city, actually.
We might need to attach all of our hopes and dreams to the hustle.
Yes.
Given the way things are going elsewhere. So let me rephrase.
Yeah.
All right. There are 3 basketball teams in the area that we truly care about. One is the Grizzlies. You wouldn't argue with that, would you?
I would not.
One is the Tigers. You wouldn't argue with that, would you?
No, everyone loves them.
And the third is the hustle.
Yes.
And they'll be at home tomorrow down in the Lander Center.
Mm-hmm.
And guess who's going to be there?
I heard you say that you were going. Is this like a big youth baseball powwow thing going on, or?
This would be Louis Daniel Parrish's 9th birthday party.
How about that? And he wanted to have his birthday party at the Memphis Hustle
It
game.
is genuinely what he asked for. I'm telling you, if you have kids, hustle games are awesome.
Yeah.
Because there's inflatables and you can run around and it's
meet
just
the players.
Meet the players.
Yeah,
you
right.
know, my kids still today feel like they know Gigi Jackson because they met him down in South Haven.
Right.
And he smiled and took pictures with them. And so now they love Gigi forever. And so it's awesome.
It is great for kids.
It's
for
great
sure.
for kids. And no, we're taking 40 kids. Baseball team, football team. We're going to have a party at the Hustle game tomorrow.
Nice.
If you want to have a party at the Hustle game tomorrow, come to the Hustle game tomorrow to be down at the Lander Center. Looking forward to that. So the Hustle are awesome, but the Tigers and Grizzlies, TBD.
Okay.
TBD.
All right.
Both are coming off of losses. Let's just speak factually.
Yeah, that is a fact.
And both have given us reasons to be concerned. You wouldn't argue with that, would you?
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah, one of them can't win games, and the other one has a front court that can't do
Get a
anything,
rebound.
and they have to play Purdue next week. And Purdue, I don't know if you saw. We'll get to that, but buddy, if you can't rebound
that's a hell of a front court.
if you can't rebound against Ole Miss, you're gonna have a real problem with the Boilermakers. But we'll get to that later.
Okay.
So the Grizzlies and Tigers are both playing this weekend. On Saturday, the Grizz are in Cleveland for a game against the Cavs. On Sunday, the Tigers are in Memphis for a game against UNLV. So let's just focus on those two.
Okay.
You go ahead and call it.
Okay.
Between the Grizzlies and the Tigers, what are we doing this weekend? 2 wins, 2 losses, or is it going to be a 1-1 weekend for Bluff City basketball team?
I'm gonna go 1-1. I think the Tigers probably take care of UNLV. They're not a great team right now, at least early in this season, and the Cavs are one of the best teams.
Yeah.
So that's going to be tough on the road. I haven't seen the Grizzlies beat one of the best teams in the league yet this season, so I don't really have a reason to think it's going to happen tomorrow, but I hope so.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
To quote the great Kodak Black, I hope so.
Yeah.
1-1 is the most likely outcome from the weekend because the Grizzlies will be notable underdogs on the road, and the Tigers should be notable favorites at home. At Cleveland, Massey ratings, the number's not out on the game yet in the betting markets, but if you care about some computers, at least one computer, Massey ratings has a final score projected tomorrow in Cleveland. Cleveland 124, Grizz 115. Then next game for the Grizz Tuesday in San Antonio against the Spurs. If you care, Massey ratings has that one. Spurs 122, Grizz 116. So unless the Grizz upset somebody in the next 5 days, they'll be 4-11 through 15 games, coming back home for a Thursday night contest against the Sacramento Kings. This is where we're at.
Hey, man, I've seen upsets already this year in the NBA.
Hey, it happens.
They do happen.
They do happen. Not for us yet, against a team this good. Not for us yet against a team this good. But, hey, there's always a first time.
There's always a first time.
Sometimes there's not a first time, in fairness.
Well, I think that there is. You know what? I'll sit here today on what's today's date?
November 14th.
I will sit here today and guarantee you that the Grizzlies this season will beat a team that on paper and going into the matchup is way better than them and one of the best teams in the NBA. How about that?
I'm looking forward to that.
How about that? Can I guarantee that?
You can do whatever you want. I'm just telling you, I hope you're right because I'm looking forward to that.
It's going to happen at some point this season. It happens with every team.
I sure hope so.
Okay, so I'm guaranteed that's a Bennett Doyle guarantee. All
right, Bennett Doyle. Since you're out there guaranteeing things on a Friday, can you guarantee this?
What?
Can I watch Zach Edey play basketball tomorrow?
I don't think you can watch him play tomorrow. What I would think is that you will. It feels like it's trending more towards either Tuesday against the Spurs or making his return at the next home game. That's what I would think. I don't know anything. That's what I would think. He was doubtful the other night. Maybe if we'll see, like, I don't know if they'll put out the injury report today or early tomorrow.
At Grizzlies PR, 5:04 p.m.
today. So
that's my prediction.
I would predict another doubtful.
Okay.
Now, if it's questionable, then anything goes.
Anything goes.
Because we've seen that trend before with the Grizzlies where a lot of times questionable means they're probably going to play.
He made a nice post on Instagram.
I saw.
Lots of pictures. Some have suggested that shows that he's ready to go.
Dude, I'm excited.
But you're not ready to suggest that? You're not prepared to suggest that? Because some are suggesting that. I, at the age of 48, have stopped trying to translate social media posts from men in their early 20s. Mm-hmm. I've given up on it.
Okay, let me think about it.
But if you want to do it, I'll let you.
Let's talk through this for a second. Okay, so tomorrow night, I don't know if they're but tomorrow night's Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. I think both are playing.
And just so we're clear, tomorrow night is actually tomorrow day.
It's 4 o'clock game. 4 o'clock game.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to make your season debut against that really good front court or against Wemby? that's your choices unless we're waiting till we get back home.
I might pull a hamstring before I get involved in this stuff.
I'm just saying that's a hell of a season debut. You're going against either one of the best front courts in the league or Wemby.
You're going against one of the best front courts in the league or an alien.
Yes.
Yikes. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
I don't know if I'd want it to be against Wemby.
Well, you got to come back and play at some point.
Yeah, but let's come back tomorrow.
Here's where I'm at on this.
Back tomorrow.
Come back as soon as you can.
Yes.
Because it's tough out there.
Yeah.
Come back as soon as you can. It's tough out there without you. Vince Williams is starting at point guard, and Jock Landale is starting at center. It's tough out there.
Yeah,
come back as soon as you can.
I feel like if you bring him back against Wemby and it's like his first game and Wemby is going to have like some historic performance and then Zach struggles in his very first game back because he's had a long hiatus, the fans are going to be like, oh my God, look at this. And my response to that would be, well, he's playing against an alien. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like
the chat.
It's a tough spot.
The chat is trying to translate Instagram posts.
What's going on?
What the chat points out, specifically Zach Edey highlights in the chat, points out, this is not something I picked up on, but I also don't run an account called Zach Edey Highlights.
Okay.
This post from Zach Edey, first post in more than a year. First post in 66 weeks.
Oh, so it's a special post. This isn't just I'm excited to be on my way back. This is a special.
You have birthdays more often than Zach Edey posts on Instagram. All right? Now you telling me this don't mean nothing?
I think there might be some meaning in that post.
That's the type of post you make, I think, when you're ready to come back. And if you ain't ready to come back Saturday, I don't think you make it till after Saturday.
I can't wait for that injury report.
Questionable.
I will be looking.
Questionable. When's the last time you were looking forward to looking at a post from @GrizzliesPR? They usually hurt us.
They usually hurt us.
This could be
fun.
This could be fun. This could be a good Friday.
Yeah, and I think he's going to need some time to get back in NBA shape. Just, he's playing in a new system. Like I hope that people are going to have a little bit of patience with him. At the same time, like I do see people saying that you can't put all this on. That's a second-year player. You can't put all this on his shoulders. Like that's asking a lot of that.
I'd rather put it on his shoulders than Jock's.
At the same time, hey, he's a top 10 pick, lottery pick, and they got a lot invested in the guy.
I'm ready to dump things on his shoulders.
I think I'm ready to jump on his shoulders and let's turn this thing around.
I'm ready to put everything on his shoulders because everybody else's shoulders, I don't like anybody else's shoulders.
No, man, I'm excited.
I've seen enough of other people's shoulders, all right? I'm willing to give Zach's shoulders a try. I've seen the other shoulders.
I'm super optimistic about him, man. I loved the pick when they made it. I thought he was really starting to get things figured out at the end of last season, and so I'm excited to see him. I am.
Questionable.
Come on.
Questionable.
We need you.
We need something to feel good about. Like, it's Friday, Give me something to look forward to. @GrizzliesPR, give me a questionable, even if it's really a doubtful. Just give me something to make me smile.
Yeah.
You ever just want to smile?
Yes.
Give me something to make me smile. You know what would make me smile? Questionable.
Yeah, man.
I want to smile. Let's talk Tigers.
Okay.
On Sunday, Josh Pastner comes back to FedEx Forum. Do people care?
I don't know if people care. I think people should care in the sense that I hope they have a good crowd, and I hope he gets a really nice ovation, because me and you have talked about this a lot over the years. When it was happening, I don't think anybody appreciated it for what it was, the Josh Pastner era, because you weren't doing what your predecessor, John Calipari, did, right? And so that's like, at the time, the bar for Tigers fans, right? Right or wrong, that's what the bar was. And it didn't go that way, of course, because John Calipari's like John Calipari.
About the worst thing you can do in the history of college basketball is follow John Calipari.
Right. And so, but you look back on that, man, and you just look at like where it's gone and where it is. And I think they're, obviously trending in the right direction, and I'm excited about the future. But he went to NCAA tournaments, man, consistently. And I think, like, if you ask Memphis fans, me included now, what do you want out of your program? You want to go to the NCAA tournament consistently. And he was doing that.
What's funny is that if you could snap your fingers and have the Josh Pastner years back, maybe you don't, because you still want to go to Sweet 16 sometimes and all that stuff, even though you haven't been to one since 2009. It's 2025. Maybe you wouldn't snap your fingers and go back to the Josh Pastner years if you could. Perhaps that's an overstatement. But undeniably, you have to have a better appreciation for what he did than you had when you lived through it.
Yep.
Because the standards were so out of whack when he took over that even good seasons felt bad.
Yes.
Because John's good seasons were great. And John had just, in those last 4 years at Memphis, had the Tigers ranked number 1 in the country, got 2 different number 1 seeds in the NCAA tournament, went to 3 Elite Eights, a Final Four, a national title game. And that is among the reasons they had a hard time hiring John's successor, is because every qualified candidate or candidate that, relative to any sort of normal coaching track record, would make you a reasonable candidate for this job, none of them wanted to touch it, because it was like, what happens when I only win 25 games and go to the Sweet 16 as opposed to 31 games in the Elite Eight? I'm disappointing the fans. I can remember being at the Final Four, and Memphis has already reached out to Billy Donovan, Rick Pitino, Bruce Pearl. I mean, they aimed high at the beginning because they were willing to pay whatever. They just wanted to have a big name to replace John with. That was the main thing they wanted. John wanted Tony Barbie to get the job. So they weren't going to do that, because at that point John could have said hire Billy Donovan and they would have immediately scratched Billy Donovan off the list. They weren't going to do anything John said at that point. But John wanted Tony. He was pushing Tony. They weren't going to do that. They wanted a big name to replace John. They reached out to Bruce Pearl, Rick Pitino, Billy Donovan, you name it. And then they settled into like a next tier. And I can remember being at the Final Four. This is the point. Jeff Capel was at Oklahoma at the time, had just coached Blake Griffin to I believe a 1 seed in the tournament. It was that year where Blake was the National Player of the Year. And we're off to the side after some press conference, and he's like, "What's going on at Memphis?" And I was like, they're swinging and missing, but it's hard. And I said, "Would you take it?" I was just joking around. I was like, "Would you take it?" And this is a true story. He pulled out his phone and he called his wife. And he was like, "Hey, what do you think about the Memphis job?" And they were just talking for a minute and blah, 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 blah. And he got off the phone. And he was like, "It just seems like the Memphis job's a great job. This seems like the bad time to take it. Because you will not be able to do what that guy did. Nobody will." I can remember before I was working for CBS, I was the Memphis beat writer. Steve Lapis was already working for CBS. I did a game with him last week. But he was a color commentator, came in to do a Memphis game, and he was at practice the day before the game. And I was at practice too as the beat writer, and we're just sitting together. I didn't even know Steve at the time. And we were just sitting together, and I was like, "So how you like TV?" I'm just trying to talk. And he was like, I love TV, but man, I do kind of miss coaching. Because most of those guys, they love TV, but they do miss coaching. And if you remember, he eventually got the UMass job.
Yes.
After Cal. I think it went to Bruiser Flint first, and eventually Lapp was the UMass coach after his run at Villanova. And he was like, just impossible. And I was like, why? He goes, because you can't do what he did. And even if you do a good job, he's like, I'm on TV now because of, he said like, because of that MFR, in his, New York voice.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm now on TV because of that MFR. He pointed at Cal. And it was like, because he could fill the building up with a number one team and Marcus Camby. Well, I was never going to do that. And nobody else was ever going to do that. Same thing at Memphis. You can't do what he did at Memphis. I said this on the day he left for Kentucky, and I probably could have had a, better bedside manners, as they say in the hospital. But I was like, just understand, like, the best 4 years of Memphis basketball that we've ever had and will probably ever have just happened. Just happened. And now it's over. Again, probably could have put it a different way, but doesn't mean it wasn't true. And that's how the job eventually falls to a 31-year-old Josh Pastner, who was on his way, famously, to join John Calipari's staff at Kentucky and literally turned the car around or started unpacking the car or something like that to go meet with R.C. Johnson and formally become the next head coach at Memphis. And he lasted 7 years. He won 2 conference championships, 3 conference tournament championships, made 4 NCAA tournaments, and advanced to the round of 32 twice. That's not good compared to John Calipari. But you know what it is? It is more productive. I'm being careful with my words here. It is more productive and more accomplished than any of the coaches that have come after Josh Pastner, specifically Tubby Smith and Penny Hardaway. We hope that that statement, if Penny continues to coach long enough, will someday no longer be true. That Penny creates a coaching career at Memphis that exceeds what Josh Pastner did. But to date, you just line it up, accomplishment against accomplishment. Josh Pastner was not as successful as John Calipari, but he was more successful as the Memphis coach than any other coach Memphis has had since John Calipari. That's the truth. And I know it got ugly at the end, and he was nudged out the door, literally paid $1 million to leave.
Well, you know what I think hurt him is, and right or wrong, is so Josh prioritized the local kids way more than Cal did. Right? I'm right on that. For the most part, yeah. Some of Josh's biggest players were
out of
local
necessity.
kids.
I mean, Joe Jackson, Chris Crawford. Yeah, sure.
Austin Nichols.
Sure.
Yeah. And it didn't go like everyone thought.
Dedrick Lawson.
That's right. The Lawsons. Like everyone thought Joe was gonna win a national championship when he committed to the Tigers, right? And like the local kid, the local point guard was going to lead us to a championship. It didn't happen, and so people look at it. Now, granted, he had a great basketball career at Memphis. Like
Joe Jackson was a very good college player.
Yeah, very good college player, but it didn't go the way that people thought it was going to go when he committed. Same thing with Austin Nichols. And so I think it becomes more polarizing because it didn't work out where people thought it was going to go with the local kids.
I think more than that, and certainly that played a role. I think more than that, it just the fan base got used to, we win all of our league games, we always go to the tournament, we always advance to the tournament. And so anything short of that felt like disappointment, even though the truth is John was operating way out of any sort of traditional norms, and Josh was kind of operating more closely to the traditional norms. Perhaps Josh did not do what Dana Kirk did or what Larry Finch did or what Gene Bartow did, but he was closer to historically normal at Memphis than John Calipari was to being historically normal at Memphis. Same way John Calipari was nothing close to historically normal at UMass. And honestly, for that first few years at Kentucky, where he was going to a Final Four basically every other year, he was operating at a standard that was historically higher than Kentucky's normal standard as well. Following him, impossible task. But Josh did it better than I think certainly some could have, and did it better than fans were conditioned to appreciate in real time. And I hope for whatever crowd is there on Sunday, that he gets the ovation and respect that I think he deserves. He worked really hard for 7 years here, started a family here or raised a family here for this 7 years and care deeply about this place. I don't think he ever wanted to leave under the circumstances that he left, but he saw the writing on the wall. It was getting awkward and uncomfortable and toxic, and it was time to go. But he'll be back here on Sunday, and there'll be a lot of friends and family in the arena, I'm certain, and I hope Memphis fans give him a nice round of applause he deserves, and then, it'd be nice if the home team could win a basketball game, because if you don't get this one, what you got coming up gets very, very difficult. Lang Whitaker in studio next.
Grizz Nation, don't foul out on dinner plans. Hit Sticks Express in downtown Memphis instead. Fresh hibachi, steak, shrimp, sushi tacos, and yes, our legendary sake slushy to keep things cool. Order online with code STIX901, STIX901, and knock 10% off your tab. It's the perfect pick and roll for game night. Sticks Express, fast, fresh, always a slam dunk. And hey, come see us at our Collierville location too.
The only thing better than Saturday Night Hoops is when it comes with an exclusive Grizz hoodie. Every Saturday this season, $60 gets you a Grizzlies ticket and a limited edition Grizzlies hoodie. 4 different hoodie designs dropping across 4 Saturday games. Not sold anywhere else. Don't miss your shot to collect all 4 designs. Grab your tickets and gear up now at grizzlies.com/Saturday.
We are so excited to be joined in studio now by Memphis Hustle head coach Rob Sannicola. How excited are you for this to all get started?
Super excited. It's something that I think I've done for 20 plus years. So excited about that and just helping our group kind of progress. And it's been fun to watch.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Welcome back, Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South. We're inside the Built Ford Tough studio, and I'm joined now by Lang Whitaker,
Hey.
the great Lang Whitaker,
What's up, man?
who's the most reliable person at Grind City Media.
Apparently so.
When I needed you on Tuesday, you were here on Tuesday. My flights got delayed 6 times on Monday, ultimately canceled. Had an early morning flight, and you were here to fill in. I want to say it in person. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for making my life better.
A big part of my life strategy is just don't say no.
Yeah.
When people ask you to do stuff, just don't say no.
That's
So,
that is good advice for young people,
isn't it?
It's like the best advice for young people.
Yeah,
Don't
just-
say no
just-
to things. I give this advice to young people that I try to help in whatever ways I can. Like
Yes.
just whenever they reach
That's
out
what
to
we're
me.
here for.
That's what
Pay
I
it
try
forward,
to be.
yeah.
It's what I try to be there for if asked. I don't pretend that I need to go out there like shaping the
Yeah,
world. But
yeah.
if anybody approaches me, I try to be there for them in whatever way they request. And one of the things, like sometimes it'll be a young person and they'll say, so I got asked to do this, but they're not going to pay me, and I'm going to have to pay my own travel, and I'll have to get my own hotel room. And I'll say, that's not ideal. That's not the way it should be. You should not go through your life like this forever. But I can't tell you how many times when I was in my teens and 20s in college, I did things that made no financial sense whatsoever in the spirit of preparing myself for my career. And that is why when I graduated college, even though my GPA was very average because I focused more on journalism than school. I had a job offer lined up before I even had my degree because I spent my college years working for pennies.
Yeah.
Working for pennies to be prepared to hopefully work for something more than that someday. And that is a tough part of this business. But yeah, don't say no. Say yes and get in the building as often as you can get in the building.
If you're in this business, if you're a writer or a broadcaster or whatever, your name is sort of your byline is like your resume, right? Like that's how people know who you are. And I'm the same thing. Like the first year I wrote for full-time for a living, I just wrote for free for as many people as would let me do it just to kind of get my name out there. And I knew like, all right, this is not the smartest thing to do financially. And yes, people are taking advantage of me, but that's okay because I've got to get my name out there somehow.
That's exactly right. Like they're taking advantage of you, but you have to take advantage of them.
Yeah, and I did.
Right. And so I can remember I'm in college and on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, I'm at the campus newspaper till midnight every night.
Yeah.
And then on Fridays, I would work for the Commercial Appeal.
Yeah.
And I was so naive. They had 2 prep writers at the time. And then they would send me out to like a Germantown football game. And I was like, I can remember talking to my dad. I was like, Dad, they really like me because they're like using me. They're like putting me on, they've got 2 staff writers and they're putting me on the biggest game of the weekend. They really like me. And in truth, their prep writers were working 5 days a week during the week. They needed Friday night
time off. Yeah.
Yeah. So they wouldn't have to pay them overtime.
Yeah.
We can get this college kid to do the same job.
Yeah.
Perhaps not as well, but the same job
Close
for
enough.
$45. That's what I got paid. $45. I would spend all Friday night. That meant go to the Commercial Appeal at like 5 o'clock, whatever. Go to a high school game, starts at 7. Get back to the Commercial Appeal, 495 Union Avenue at like 10:30.
Yeah.
Right till midnight. I would work a good 7-8 hour shift for $45 that would come at a check, and then they take out taxes. I may be making $30.
Yeah.
Meantime, my journalism classmates, they're waiting tables at Applebee's or the newbies wherever, and they're making real money. So they got a nice car and they got a little spending money and they got the new shoes.
Yeah.
When they got out of college, you know what they kept doing? Bartending because they couldn't get a job because they had no evidence that they could do it. Meantime, I had clips from the Commercial Appeal, the Memphis Flyer, the Washington Post, the Birmingham Post. I had stuff. And so, and the reason I had all that stuff, I never said no. Never said no.
And you knew people. Like you knew editors at these places and people who had hired you to try things. But my big advice I always give kids when I speak to them is like, I figured this out pretty early too. Like there were going to be people who were funnier than me, who were better looking than me, who maybe were better writers than me. But the one thing I could control was I could work harder than all of them.
There you go.
So I was not going to get outworked at anything. And I try to do that even now. Like, the other night I went to the Georgia game at Mississippi State, drove down all day, drove back, got home at 7 o'clock, was so tired. And I sat down and wrote the script for the warm-up show the next day. You know, if you can have all that other stuff on, just let me work.
I'll
work.
Hard work won't guarantee anything, but it helps.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to get where you're going without that, at least early in your career. All right, enough of that nonsense. I see the shirt. I had a blast watching the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony. I got home, I guess it was Saturday, and it was streaming on Disney Plus. And perhaps I'm like of the age now where almost everybody that got inducted like played a role in either my childhood or young adult years, because it was Soundgarden and it was the White Stripes and it was Outkast. And I thought his speech was just it was really sweet.
Yeah, shout out Jack White.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm clearly of the age because I went to school with Andre and Big Boy and
That's
went
so
to middle
good.
school and high school with them. And we're talking about first jobs, I worked for the weekly paper in Atlanta. I went to the Aquemini album release party and covered it and been around them forever. So it's been like just watching their career, and also like they're good. Like I actually like the music, and
they're like the best, not just good, like
incredible.
jokes, like they are widely recognized as the greatest hip hop duo of all time.
I would say best group, them and Tribe Called Quest to me. Like maybe Wu-Tang's in that discussion off the top of my head, but Outkast to me is the best rap group duo of all time, and so. To watch their career has been unbelievable, and then to see them go in the Hall of Fame, I was like, "Wow, it's unbelievable."
And I just like them sort of like as distinguished older men.
Yeah,
with the gray and Andre's beard. It's just I don't know. He has aged gracefully.
He turned 50 a couple of months ago.
Yeah,
And I wrote an essay for Tidal, asked me to write an essay about like Andre at 50, basically, and what he's turned into. And I was like he put out these 2 jazz flute albums.
Yes.
They might be the best jazz flute albums of all time. I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I can't speak on that. But he was nominated for a Grammy.
Yeah, but I don't. That doesn't necessarily.
Yeah, it doesn't. Right.
But to see his career, like if you had to pick one hip hop artist who might become a jazz flute artist, you probably would have picked Andre.
He would be the one.
And then it's happened this way. And Big Boy's still cranking out albums, putting out good songs.
Right.
His son played football at Oregon a couple of years ago. He has a son who like plays college football. So it's been weird to see them like kind of gracefully age and still do what they do.
No,
and
I think
they've been good at it.
And like people are always pushing Andre to rap again, and
he doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to. He says I read an interview with him. It was actually really insightful. Yeah. He was like, I don't think I have anything to say.
Yeah.
You know, what would I say? I used to have things to say. I don't have anything to say anymore.
Right before I moved here, he was on the cover of Billboard magazine because he was in a movie where he played Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
And so Billboard, the editor of Billboard used to be the editor of Slam. He knew me. It was, again, who you know. They knew I knew Andre. So they're like, we want you to go do this cover story on Andre and see if you can get him to talk about rapping, see if you can get him to talk about Outkast and everything. So I went out to LA and spent a day with them, and he clearly had no interest in doing it. You know, like and I asked him 100 different ways, like, what are you going to do? And he's like, I'm just kind of bored, you know.
Well, what I've seen him say is that he subscribes to the idea that rap is a young man's game.
Yeah.
You know, I think Pusha T and Malice would probably disagree with that because they put out one of the best albums of the year, and they're both in their late 40s, 50s.
But they're kind of still saying the same thing, right?
Oh, yeah. But they still doing it excellent. You know, and I know that's a criticism of them on some level. Push can rap about the same thing for the rest of his life.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'll be there for it.
Big Boy's still doing the same thing.
Right. It's fine. Sometimes, you know, the Rolling Stones play the same songs a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
play the hits.
If you master something, no reason to get away from it. So I don't know that rap is actually a young man's game. Yeah. I mean, Kendrick's like 37, 38. Yeah. But that's what Andre subscribed to, and he said, I just don't know what I would say.
Well, he still pops up on like 2 or 3 songs.
He was on a Frank Ocean track a few years ago.
He still does stuff every once in a while. But I get it. Like, he's also the kind of guy who's like, the art is important to him, and like, you know, he wants to keep moving forward, so he started playing flute.
He walks to his own beat. He's a fascinating guy, one of my favorites, and I had a blast watching that on Saturday night. Shout out Outkast.
Never thought I'd hear Bombs Over Baghdad on Disney Plus.
And Tyler killed it.
He was great.
He was great. Yeah. He was great. I don't know that anybody else could have performed that way.
My, you know how they make us change our password on here all the time? And I would always use random things and couldn't remember it. So now every time I have to change it, it's a different line from Bombs Over Baghdad. And I'm working my way through the song.
There's a lot of words.
I know. That's why I figured it'll last me a long time.
Yeah,
so
that'll be years. That'll be years. There's a lot of words. Yeah. And they come really, really fast. Let's talk basketball.
Yeah.
What are we going to do with the Grizzlies?
I was just talking about with Rose right there. Like, my thought is, like, I was thinking about this a lot the last 2 days. Teams get rid of a coach. A new coach comes in. And usually there's some adjustment period. It seems like we all just kind of thought things were just going to keep on going. And they kind of have in some places, like the Knicks, right? Like they all of a sudden they're better. They got a new coach. I feel like this is like, clearly, I've seen this a lot of times. It's just, I don't know why none of us kind of anticipated this happening here. It's like there's an adjustment period happening here, and they got to figure out how to play this way. I don't know what else is going on. Yeah. And maybe there is other stuff going on, but just from the outside looking in, I look at it and I'm like, oh, these guys aren't used to playing this style of basketball. And you see, because you'll see like flashes, 2 or 3 minutes in a quarter where all of a sudden they're like, oh, wow, like this looks great. And then it goes away.
Well, you had that moment, I guess it was after the Mavericks game or late in the Mavericks game, where I can't remember where I read the quote,
Jaren,
but it was Jaren's quote. And it was like, okay, that seemed to maybe sound like, all right.
I happened to sit courtside that game. Okay. That's the one game all year I sat courtside, and Jaren ran off the court, gave Isalo a hug, and he said, now that I understand where the F I'm going, it all makes sense. And you were like, oh, so that was it. He didn't know, like, these guys don't know where they're supposed to be doing.
But it feels like that moment mattered not at all.
Maybe not.
With the benefit of hindsight, it feels like we're right back kind of where we were. Yeah, and so, adjustment period, sure, 4-9 record, whatever. Yeah. I think the thing that makes it feel so much heavier is that it's not just the losses. Because, I mean, all due respect to Vince Williams, if you got to start Vince Williams at point guard, you're probably losing the game. Yeah. All right? You don't want to lose it by 36 to a mediocre Boston team. But when you're down, most basketball teams don't have 4 point guards. You're never supposed to be down 4 point guards. It's crazy. The thing that makes it all feel heavier is that we haven't seen any real reason to think this is working its way through. This is smoothing out.
Yeah.
The players still seem frustrated, confused, unenthusiastic. And I think if it was just the record, but all we were hearing from the locker room was, we've just got to be better. We're still learning everything. Coach is putting a lot on us, but we believe in him, and we've got to be better at doing what he asked us to do. If we were hearing all that kind of stuff, it'd be like, okay, this is work in progress. Let's see where we are in a month. But it feels like there's a fight. There's a fight between the way to do things, and you can't be successful unless you get that worked out.
They aren't outworking people. We just talked about you if you put in the work, you're probably going to be okay. It feels like that's not happening. It feels like there's games where you see like they're being out-efforted by the opposing team for the whole game, it seems like.
Which concerns me because if I turned on a game and I saw the Thunder randomly one night getting outworked on a Tuesday night, I'd be like, all right, they're just taking this 82 games, they're taking one off. This is very normal in the NBA. And they still might win the game by not working hard because they're so talented. What troubles me about this is there's some guys we watched play a couple nights ago for the Grizzlies and have been watching play who are going to get shoved to the end of the rotation or completely out of it soon. How do you not work hard? How do you not play hard? Most NBA players who sit on benches bitch about it and say, man, if I'd ever get an opportunity, I would. And then you get an opportunity and you're getting beat down the court. Yeah, like you're not working. Like, come on, what are we doing?
But that's why you love an Omax, right? Or somebody like that comes in and it's just like pure energy. And maybe they're not the most well-rounded player. Maybe they're not polished on everywhere else. But at least you can tell they're trying. Right. You know what I mean? Like.
Right. We just to be clear, we shouldn't be talking about a professional basketball team like this. Like, at least they're trying. Yeah, like, it sounds like what we're saying about like my kids' basketball team. Like, well, all the kids are out there trying hard. You're supposed to, that's supposed to be a given. You're supposed to try. You're supposed to bring effort, and then
you're getting paid for this.
And then the talent should determine who wins the game. Yeah. In addition to shot making and all that. Too often, the Grizzlies, though shorthanded, have also been the outworked team, and that's a terrible recipe. To be less talented and work less than the other team, like you're not going to win much.
I keep seeing people say like, well, when Zach Edey comes back, and I heard you guys talking about it, that's not a 30-point difference maker, right? No. But it does change the math all the way down the lineups, doesn't it? Like, and Jock Landale's not playing 35 minutes a game anymore.
Oh, of course. Now he's not playing the first four. Right. He's playing the last four.
And he makes your second team better. And he changes the math when Vince Williams is the backup point guard all of a sudden or whatever. Like it totally changed that. I don't think one guy has to be a 30-point difference maker, but all the guys you've got to like start leaving it out there. Right. And I don't know how that happens.
It's early.
Yeah.
But people are. I mean, you just do Google searches on stuff, and I mean, everything you can think of that could be suggested what this franchise should do, it's out there somewhere. Yeah. Usually from a reputable NBA person. Not always, but sometimes. Let's, for the sake of the conversation, say that you lose in Cleveland because you're supposed to. You lose in San Antonio because you're supposed to. Yep. Now we're 4-11 coming back home, and we haven't heard anything to think people are getting more friendly during the road trip. When if we can all agree it's too early now to panic, when is it not?
I don't think people agree with that, though. People are panicking.
I know some fans. I think I don't think we're a week out of some big decision on anything. All right, so. By that standard, I would argue today is too early to panic. Yeah. But if this keeps trending...
Do we panic at some point?
I mean, at some point, you got to do something if things keep trending in this direction. When is that point?
I would say once everyone's healthy. Yeah. And once you have a sample size. Do you remember what the Grizzlies started under Taylor Jenkins?
No.
6-16. His first 22 games.
Okay.
That was a team with Ja Morant, with Jaren Jackson, with Dylan Brooks, with all those guys.
That's good context.
And understand that, like, I actually looked that up yesterday because I was curious. I was like, what is the number there? And understand, like, the stakes are different now, right? Like, that was a team that hadn't proven anything at the time, that was still trying to kind of get to where they're going. And these are guys now who have played together for a while, who are used to playing together, whatever. But that kind of goes to my bigger thing of, like, it's a new system. They're trying to figure things out and work it out. And there's going to be growing pains, bumps. I think at some point you're allowed to panic, but I don't think it's maybe till holidays, January, something like that. Because I want to see this team with a Ty Jerome, with a Zach Edey, with guys who have had time to kind of get used to all this together and playing together. And frankly, like, as much as Zach Edey is going to be helpful, like, to me, Ty Jerome is the guy.
Yes.
Like, that is going to be huge, having him out there, because he can shoot, he can play make. He allows you to rest some of those guys and change things so much on this team. So I want to see him back, and I want to see Zach Edey back. I want to see how they play with all that.
I agree. It will look better with time and with a healthier roster. I guess the thing I keep circling back to is I just wish I could see people smile.
I know.
And I know that's oversimplifying it, but my concern is that the most important players and the head coach don't seem to smile at each other a lot.
Yeah.
And that's I don't know if you got to have success before you can get that, or if you got to get that before you can have success, chicken egg type of thing.
Yeah.
But we got to.
Might be both.
Every professional basketball coach I have ever had a lengthy conversation with will tell you the most important thing is to be on the same page with your best player. I know Vernon always references Huey Brown said that once.
Yeah.
John Calipari told me that about his time with the Nets. You've got to be on the same page with your best players, and there's very little indication publicly that we're in a good place. In
I think
that
a lot
regard.
about, though, like I've seen it a million times on the commercial, where you talked about you sat with Coach Isola at that thing and talked to him, and I've had.
Did you hear about that?
I've had long conversations with him too.
Yes.
Like,
oh, he's a big fan of yours.
Well, but when you sit and talk to him, you would think, like, all right, like, from all indications I've gotten, and you sounded like you had the same thing too. You're thinking, all right, like, this guy's going to be good. He's going to be fine.
Here's where I'm at on this, because I know it gets twisted up.
Yeah.
He's an incredibly thoughtful guy, smart guy, who with an incredible basketball mind.
Yeah.
And when you talk to him about basketball, he never sounds like he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Sure.
And I hope I'm clear on this. I think I said this yesterday. I still think that's mostly true, even in the press conferences.
Yeah.
After one demoralizing loss after another, he has an explanation for everything.
Yeah.
Everything he says sounds sensible. Whether I agree with it or not, it sounds sensible. He has a reason for everything. I like listening to him talk. My only point is the world is filled with brilliant basketball minds who could...
Yeah, given the chance. Yeah.
Film sessions, they're brilliant. Yeah. Chalkboards, they're brilliant. Dry erase boards. But you've got to get it to connect.
Yeah.
You've got to get it to connect with your players. And that has been, I think even he would tell you right now, that has been more challenging than he thought it would be. Because you go back just before the start of the season, all I heard from him was the players are great. Yeah. And all we heard from the players was he's great. And we're not hearing that anymore, and we're not feeling that or seeing it.
Because you're losing.
Yeah.
But before the season, it's all the hypothetical and it's theoretical, and it's like, hey, well, this sounds good.
And you're now in this weird spot where I hope he's not a brilliant basketball coach who struggles to connect with American basketball players at this level.
Which is weird because he clearly connected with other players.
It's different.
And it was American guys over there.
But
you know what I mean?
But it's not American guys making $40 million.
No. But it's not like he was connecting with Martians over there.
Yeah, but there is a different culture.
Sure.
It's a different culture. And he knows all this. I'm not telling him. I'm not saying, I promise I'm not saying anything he doesn't know. But that's my concern as we sit here on November 14th. Can we connect and get on the same page at the tip top of this thing? Because if not, everything's hard.
That's what it feels like. There's not a connection there.
Yeah.
And I don't know how we
or perhaps there was a connection and now it has splintered.
I don't know.
But you got to figure out if it's not where it needs to be, you got to get it there because it's hard to accomplish the things that we all want this franchise to accomplish if the head coach and the best players aren't aren't in locked.
Remember the first game against the Thunder in the playoffs when we lost by like 60?
Oh, yes. It was
and,
Sunday.
Right. And you're like, oh, man, this is going to be a disaster. And then by game 3, all of a sudden you got a 20-point lead at the half before Lou Dort takes out Ja.
Right.
I wonder if that's like a microcosm for what this could be. Like, starts off terrible. They start to grasp it, and then we get to somewhere where it looks a little better.
I hope so.
That's like, I don't know, maybe that's the best case scenario. Maybe we're looking at the glass being half full.
I don't know what else to look at.
I don't either.
I don't know what else to look at. Lang Whitaker, I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Thank you for popping in, and
go Dogs.
And go Dogs.
Yeah, got Texas.
You're not scared of Arch Manning, are you?
No. He's had 3 straight games, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Are they saying he's good again?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They're running a lot of like play action.
Yeah.
It makes him good. But Georgia's, I feel like we can outscore anybody. So.
All right. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
I wish you luck this weekend, and I'll see you next week. That's Lang Whitaker. When we come back, we will turn our attention to college basketball, where we had our first top 10 matchup of the season last night down in Tuscaloosa. Purdue against Alabama. The Tigers get the Boilermakers next week in the Bahamas. That's going to be a tough task. Great game last night, Coleman Coliseum. We'll discuss it next. Gary Parrish Show presented by Ortho South.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Watching the Grizzlies is easy with FanDuel Sports Network. If you have cable or satellite, you're all set. Find us on your channel lineup. You can also use your TV provider login to watch games on the FanDuel Sports Network app. No cable or satellite? Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network online. You can also watch on Prime Video by adding a FanDuel Sports Network subscription. Not sure where to start? Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com to learn more.
The Grizzlies are the one thing everyone in the family can agree on. So join us every Sunday this season for Sunday Family Fun Days. It's a steal at just $35 and includes a ticket to the game, a $10 food voucher, post-game free throws on the court, and a meet and greet with mascot Grizz. Space is limited, so grab your tickets now for this unique experience your family won't soon forget. Go to grizzlies.com/Sunday and have a fun day.
Check this out. Last season in the NBA, there were 139 40-point games. We're like 5 days in, 6 days in, and we have had 16 already. It is on pace for over 300 40-point games.
Holy crap.
Sheesh. That would be the pace.
Yeah.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Now that's the new edition way.
I feel like there's another level we can take it to.
What you think, Mike? 2 steps ahead of you, Slick.
What's good, bro?
What you doing, man?
I'm in.
Woman, you don't even know what I'm getting ready to ask you.
Here's the vision. All 3 of us on the same stage every night.
Gonna be crazy.
No barriers, no separation.
It'll be like 9 kings and a queen.
The next level starts now.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled. And Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. And that's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, in the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's OrthoSouth at orthosouth.org. Now I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
Awesome college basketball game last night in Tuscaloosa. It was the first top 10 matchup of the season. Purdue went to Coleman Coliseum and escaped with an 87-80 victory. Braden Smith, the CBS Sports preseason National Player of the Year. He was awesome. 29 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. He is the preseason National Player of the Year. A lot of people think one of the freshmen will take that from him come March, either Darren Peterson at Kansas, A.J. DeBonce at BYU, or Cameron Boozer at Duke, and perhaps that's right. But Braden Smith, 5'10", barely. Reminded the country last night why he is the sports best point guard and in contention to maybe break Bobby Hurley's record for most assists in a NCAA career. Again, 29 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. He grabbed 3 more rebounds than any player on Alabama's roster, despite being the small point guard for the opposing team. Purdue looked awesome last night.
Yeah, man. I made it a point to watch because the Tigers play them next week, and
that's going to be tough.
They are a problem.
Yeah.
They are a problem. Speaking of Braden Smith, like they even said it on the broadcast, he'll let you know the whole time, the whole time, up and down the floor. Like he will let you know what he's doing to you.
He's an awesome college player, and because he just controlled the whole game. He gets where he wants to get. They just give him a high ball screen. He gets in there. He's great with pace, stop and start. He puts a defender on his back, and you're just in jail.
Yeah.
Drawing fouls with hesitation. Just excellent.
Yeah.
Just controls a basketball game. Like it's in his hands, and he knows how to handle however you choose to cover these ball screens. He knows how to counter it. He's just excellent. The real question is, does he have an NBA future? Because he's very small. They list him at 5'10". He's maybe 5'9", maybe 5'9". I would say closer to 5'8".
Yeah.
And he's when you see him in person, I was just with him in Chicago, Big Ten Media Day last month. When you see him in person, it's not just that he's short, that I'm basically looking him eye to eye. It's that he's little. Like through here, he's just very little. He's got if you saw a skeleton, he's got a very little skeleton. If that makes sense. I bet he's got like a 29 waist, something like that. He's just small. And so I was talking to Matt Painter about it. And Matt was like, it's tough because there's only 10 people. Like they've done all the research on it.
Yep.
There's only 10 people in the NBA right now that are his size. You start doing height, weight, wingspan, all that stuff. Here's the measurements. How many people with these measurements are in the NBA? 10. That's it. It has never been harder to be a small person in that league. Like once upon a time, it's like, yeah, he's good, but man, he's only like 5'9" or 5'10". Could he play in the NBA? Well, yeah, it's harder, but now it's almost like, no, you play soccer.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard. Dylan Harper just got drafted. He plays the same position as you. He's 8 inches taller than you. Play soccer. It's going to get harder going forward for smaller people to play in that league, but it is right now harder than ever. So the question becomes, can he do it? And Matt says, I think so, because though there are only 10 people his size, if you look at the 10 people his size, the Fred VanVleets, the TJ McConnells.
That's a good point.
He's exactly like them.
Long NBA careers.
He does there aren't many of them this size, but if you look at the ones who are this size and go, okay, well, how are they able to be in that league at that size? It's all the stuff Braden Smith does.
Yeah.
It's basketball IQ stuff, reliable jump shot stuff, how to manipulate ball screens, and just tough work ethic, good motor. If he was 6'5", he'd be a lottery pick. But at this height, he's probably a second-round pick at best, and then we'll see. But there's a lot of reasons to believe, against all odds, he's one of the smaller guys who can actually make it because he brings so much other good stuff to the table. Speaking of Purdue's front court that Memphis is going to have to deal with next week, Trey Kaufman-Wren, who basically played center for them last year because they lost Zach Edey, and then their projected starting center got hurt. They've now moved him back to the 4. Oscar Clough, they went to the transfer portal, got a mid-major big who averaged a double-double last season. Last night, he got 9 points and 11 rebounds, and then Kaufman-Wren beside him, 19 points, 15 rebounds, 5 assists. He's just the third player in the past 30 years.
And they bring a giant off the bench, too.
In Daniel Jacobson, who's the latest 7'4" Boilermaker.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, they're they're tough.
Okay, so I went last year. I went and looked at last year because obviously going up against the Memphis front court, and we talked a lot about Aaron Bradshaw this week. He played at Ohio State last year. They played against Purdue. Ohio State won that game. Aaron Bradshaw came off the bench and did have 15 points in the win, 1 rebound though. And that's the problem is who's going to grab the boards from Memphis if it's not him? We don't really know.
That could get really ugly.
Yeah.
That Purdue-Memphis could get really ugly.
Someone's going to have to step up and grab 10 rebounds. It has to happen to win. I don't think there's any other option.
I mean, frankly, I don't know that Memphis can win that game.
I would doubt it too.
Like we could come up with all the hypotheticals.
All the hypotheticals.
Like if this, if that, if this, and I'll be blown away if Memphis wins that game.
Because, dude, I'm watching that game last night, and I'm watching that game thinking Alabama's awesome too. Like that was that was
a great college basketball game.
Yeah, that was just like two great teams going back and forth.
Two high level, two of the best coaches.
Yeah,
and two of the best teams. It was a high level basketball game, and two teams that are very good at playing the way their coaches want them to play, that have real identities.
Mm-hmm.
Purdue plays everything inside out. Alabama wants to get everything at the rim or at the three-point line. They took 46 threes last night.
Yes.
They want to, they teach basketball a certain way, and then their players perform it the way it's intended to be performed, the way it's intended to be played. Those are two of the best coaches, two of the best programs in the sport. Glad they got that game made and were able to bring it to Thursday night last night. First top 10 matchup of the season. Boilermakers look strong. Memphis will get them in the Bahamas next week.
Number 2.
Thursday night football. Oh, Bennett, heartbreaker for you. You had plus 12.5. Final score, Patriots 27, Jets 14. That's 13 according to my iPhone. That's a loss.
That is absolutely brutal. That is absolutely brutal.
Mike Vrabel has now led the Patriots, guided the Patriots.
For some reason, I thought I had Purdue, Alabama, too. Now I'm really sad.
Yeah, I went and looked it up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Jets plus 12.5. You thought it was too many.
I did, and I thought they were going to do it, too.
The Patriots are 9-2. Best record in the NFL. In year one under Mike Vrabel. You fired that guy. Why?
I didn't fire anybody.
I mean, that is Nico Harrison gets beat up for trading Luka Doncic. This is the NFL coaching version of trading Luka Doncic.
Well, we also traded A.J. Brown, so that ranks. I believe maybe it was Bleacher Report, or it was somebody that put out. It wouldn't have been Bleacher Report. One of the big publications put out a ranking of the worst trades of all time. That obviously the one you're talking about is up there with Luka. The A.J. Brown trade to the Eagles is up there as well. But this, I've said this to you multiple times, man. Getting rid of that guy, firing that guy, Mike Vrabel, worse than the A.J. Brown trade. Worse than the A.J. Brown trade. Because what I think happens, man, is like sometimes, especially if you're a team like the Titans, sometimes just being consistently good is good enough. You know, like winning is fun. Maybe you're not going to win a Super Bowl, but winning games is fun. And then sometimes you can break through.
So remind me, we bring Teresa Walker on the day after Mike Vrabel's fired.
Mm-hmm.
What is the explanation?
Okay, so
he just got sideways with ownership.
They got a new general manager, not the GM that he was with previously, because John Robinson got fired. They make the A.J. Brown trade. Things start going south. They fire John Robinson, bring in a new GM, Rand Carthen. The reporting all was that Vrabel and Rand did not agree on philosophy, okay? So they fire Vrabel. Well, less than a year later, they fire Rand Carthen.
That's right.
So
well, there's your mistake.
It's like, it was just a massive mistake.
If I've got one of the best coaches in the NFL, I hire a general manager that shares his philosophy.
Yep. And people can say, like, dude,
why do I want to hire a general manager to work with my awesome head coach who is going to contradict my awesome head coach?
And Mike Vrabel was winning games at a high level with Ryan Tannehill as his quarterback. And I'm sorry, I don't know if anyone's paid attention. Ryan Tannehill's not even on an NFL roster since he left the Titans.
Nobody is paying attention.
Okay, and then he had to deal with Will Levis for a second, and like, who knows if Will Levis will ever play a down in the NFL? You know, it's just, and this guy won, man. He had one bad season after just turmoil within the franchise, and they fire him halfway through the year, and it was just a huge mistake.
Short-sighted and dumb by the general manager, and short-sighted and dumb by ownership. And here's why. If you're a general manager and you have one of the best coaches in the NFL, you don't go in there trying to fight with them.
No.
You go in there saying, hey, what do I need to do to put you in a better position, to put this franchise in a better position? I believe in you. You're the goods. Tell me what you need. Let's talk about it.
Because you look at his New England team, they were even talking about it on the broadcast last night. His defensive coordinators, offensive, these are all his guys.
That's right.
That he brought in. And so it's like you're – and obviously he's part of that Patriots legacy, right? So that's a great situation for him. But, yeah, to your point, man, yes. Like,
so
let that guy do his thing.
So if you're the general manager, you come in and you know you got one of the best coaches in the NFL. You work with him. You don't fight him on everything.
Right.
This guy's an asset. And at the ownership level, if you have just hired a general manager who isn't smart enough to know he's got the coach he needs, then you made a mistake hiring the general manager. He's the one that's got to go. But you don't discard the great coach, because here he is 2 years later. You've done nothing but suck since he left.
Right.
And he just flipped an entire franchise, a franchise that had done nothing since Tom Brady walked out the door.
Yeah.
They bring Mike Vrabel back in it, and they've got the best record in the NFL. What a story.
What a story.
Too bad for you.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. It's hard to watch, honestly.
Well,
and it doesn't look like it's a, hey, we'll see on Sunday. Maybe they take a step in the right direction.
I doubt it. Congratulations to the Patriots. Oh, and congratulations to Stephon Diggs and Cardi B. They had a little baby. They've announced the birth of their child. They have a beautiful baby. You don't look excited. Why are you not excited?
Congratulations. Congratulations.
You don't want to...
I am happy. I wasn't aware of this news. I'm happy for both of them. Yeah.
Cardi B. She's a mother again.
She's great.
The best.
She's great.
She's the best. Get a bucket and a mop.
Yeah. I hope he takes good care of her.
You know he will.
I just hope so.
It's concerning. This would be my concern. I don't know that Cardi B has the best choice in men. This would be my concern. Saw a video one time when Stephon Diggs was, I think, in Buffalo. And social media in Buffalo or somebody, they were just going through the locker room. And they were asking all of the players, you remember this?
Yes.
They were asking all the players, if there's one guy on this team you would not want to date your sister, who would that guy be? And they all said Stephon Diggs.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the video when he was on the boat.
Oh, no, that's another thing.
With the bag.
This is probably, they're connected. This is probably exactly why you wouldn't want your sister dating Stephon Diggs, right? Because he was on a boat with a bag.
Yeah.
So funny. Like NFL preseason, he's on a boat with a bag. Got these little Instagram girls. He's like, now listen, don't do it all. Don't do it all. Don't do it all. You'll be over there curled up in the corner.
Yeah.
All right.
We don't know what it was.
Yeah, we don't know what it was. We don't know what it was.
It was an item.
But I thought that was a troubling sign. When everybody you work with thinks you're the biggest scumbag at work, that's not a great sign, is it? Get a bucket and a mop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Congrats to them.
No, yeah, of course.
Congrats to them.
Come
Listen,
on.
this is bringing a little babe, bringing a little Cardi B into the world. I'm happy. I'm happy for them. And I'm excited to see where they go from here.
I'm excited as well,
Yeah.
JP. Yeah, that's great.
Number 3.
Rest in peace, newbies.
How about that? I saw that headline this morning and I was mildly sad.
But you're smiling right now and sounding excited. Why are you?
Oh, because I'm thinking of like
your
all
match is not.
I'm thinking of all the great
your,
memories.
Your face is not matching the news.
Well, I haven't.
Let's try that again.
Okay.
Let's try that again. All right.
All right.
Take 2.
Okay.
Hit story number 3.
Hang on. Okay. Yeah.
Number 3.
Rest in peace, newbies. Yeah, that's better. Rest in peace, newbies.
Memphis staple. University of Memphis staple, right? We could call it that.
Oh, I think so.
It's a U of M staple. It's a Highland Strip staple.
If you ain't made bad decisions at newbies, buddy, you ain't never been a student.
Well, that's the
You can't even call yourself a University of Memphis alum if you ain't made a bad decision inside newbies.
I mean, I haven't been there in over a decade, at least. That's why I'm not going to say.
I think it's been a minute since I was at newbies.
Yeah, disappointed, but I can. This is so random. I can remember as a kid before they became like super big. I can remember seeing that band Chevelle at newbies. That's like for some reason that just stands out to me. I want to say I saw. What else did I see at newbies? There was like a festival that was put on it's called Our Memphis that was in like 2013. It was a bunch of like punk and hardcore bands. So I remember that vividly as well. That was a lot of fun. I want to say I saw Saliva there. What did you see at newbies?
Girls.
You're on that side.
Yeah.
You weren't in the concert hall. You're on the other side.
I wasn't trying to hang out.
I spent some time over there too.
I wasn't trying to hang out with Saliva.
I got you.
I was over here trying to find my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know, and I found her.
Yeah.
I lost her.
One of the first dates with my wife, I believe, was to newbies. I want to say that one of the first places we like just hung out when we started dating was at new. Like, hey, you want to go meet up at newbies?
First place you kissed?
I don't think it was the first place we kissed, but maybe it was the first place we got drunk together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that.
Yeah, like you, I hadn't been to newbies in a minute. I don't know that I would have belonged anytime lately, you know? I think if I had walked in newbies on like a Thursday night, people would have been like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
You know? What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
I had a weird experience the other night.
That newbies?
No, not at newbies.
Yeah.
The night where I kept getting delayed on Monday.
Yeah.
But they kept delaying me like 3 hours in advance, which I appreciated.
So you didn't have to go to the airport?
I never went to the airport. It got to a point on Monday night where it was now departure time 9:55 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, like I was originally supposed to leave around 5:30. Now it's 9:55 after 6 delays. And that allowed me to go to my little guy's basketball game. And then I was like, all right, delayed again. I was like, all right, I'll go to my middle guy had a program at school. I was like, all right, I'll go there. And then our kid's school is kind of like halfway between our house and the airport. And so it was like 9:50. I got a 9:55 departure, and it's like 7:45. And I'm like, I don't want to go to the airport now because I don't want to get to the airport, check my bags, and then this get canceled. Then I got to go do all that. I don't want to go home because that's going backwards if I'm going to have to end up going to the airport. So I'm just going to find like a little bar restaurant right here around this area.
Okay.
And I'll just go sit down and, get a cup of chili and get some work done. And at some point I'll get a text message that says, your plane really is taking off. It's time to go to the airport. Or I'll get a text message that says, your plane is canceled. Forget about it. Spoiler alert. I got the text that said you're canceled.
Right.
But in the meantime, I'm just sort of sitting at a bar. And it was bingo night at the bar.
Where was this?
Some bar down in South Haven. At the Silo Square, that new Silo place.
I know the Silo.
I don't know what the bar was called. It escapes me. But it was like, I walked straight. I just was like, I did my old table for one.
Yeah.
So I walked right in the bar. First time I walked in a bar on a weeknight.
Yeah. Table for one. And I'll take a cup of chili.
I was like, I need my table
God,
for...
I bet you scared the servers.
Table for... I said, I need a table for one. They're like, you're eating dinner by yourself, nerd? I was like,
We've all been there.
Don't judge me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need a table for one. So I sat down.
Would you like a bingo card too?
So I look around and I'm like, I'm the only man here. And I don't know if that was true, but it felt true. And then they're like, B4. And everybody's got their bingo stampers. And I just looked up and I'm sitting right in the middle of a bingo game. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know
what was the age, what was the age group?
Everybody looked about like me.
Like bingo players.
Yeah, it looked like bingo players.
Yeah, I got you.
Everybody looked about like me.
Yeah, man.
I just never walked into a bingo game in the middle of a bar before.
Bingo's cool.
I've seen some trivia, but never a bingo game.
I like trivia. I don't go do trivia enough. I love trivia, but I never go to do the bar trivia, which people love.
I don't know the answers.
I like trivia. I like playing Trivial Pursuit, the board game.
I don't know the answers to anything. I'm not actually that smart.
It's about learning.
Yeah, I know, but here's what I do every day. Here's what I do. This is my whole life.
Uh-huh.
I learn everything I need to know for today.
Mm-hmm.
And then I move on to tomorrow.
I got you.
And by tomorrow, I'll know everything I need to know for tomorrow. But I'm not the best at retaining it. So then you start asking me questions in a bar setting, and I'm like, it's like, who was the 7th president? I'm like, Obama? I don't know. You know? What do you want me to say? I don't know. I know Obama and Jimmy Carter. Those are the only ones I know.
Who's the 7th
I don't
president?
actually know a lot. I'm just good at preparing. I prepare well.
John Adams?
So that once I get on camera and in front of a microphone, I can make you think I know a lot. But like, you just put me in a bar setting, start asking me questions, I don't know nothing. No idea who the 7th president of the United States was.
I say John Adams, but I know that's going to be too early. I know that's going to be too early.
Jesus Christ.
7th president of
You are the worst typer, Bennett. Jesus.
I know.
Who was...
It was Andrew Jackson.
Of course it was Andrew Jackson, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, if you would have asked me that Monday night in a bar, I'd have been like, Ronald Reagan? I don't know. You know?
Yeah.
Anyway, back to newbies.
Yes.
I knew we were talking about something. I haven't been to newbies in a while. I don't hang out in bars. But I don't like that it's not going to be there anymore. It's just supposed to be there. Whether I enjoy it or not, newbies is supposed to be over by the University of Memphis. Whether I enjoy it or not, it's supposed to be there for other people to enjoy it. Young people.
Okay. I would say that, and obviously people that don't know that area are going to be like, okay, what are they even talking about? I would say, like, if RP Tracks was going to close, then we riot. Like, that's a staple. Like, you cannot close RP Tracks. That's just a University of Memphis campus area staple, right? RP Tracks forever.
I think so.
Newbies, I don't know.
It's newbies.
I know it's newbies, but we could put another nice bar there that like can do well.
But it's got it.
And I know nostalgia. I know. I love nostalgia more than anybody.
With few gaps. There's been something called newbies on that strip for 50 years.
That's right. That's right.
My whole life. My whole life. At the age of 1 or 48, I could go to newbies.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's gone.
They are doing a lot of stuff over there, though. The Highland Strip's still popping off. Like, listen, hey.
Bad day to make that point.
That's true.
Bad day to make that point.
Okay, that's true. But listen, the last time you remember going and stepping foot inside newbies, that strip looks way different than it does now. Like, that strip is nice compared to back then when there was nothing there. That's all there was. That's why you have such fond memories about newbies. That was the only thing to do over there. Newbies and that CK's that's gone now. That's all they had. Man. And Trilogy. It's still there too. That was it.
You ain't never made a bad decision until you tried to order a steak from that CK's.
I've ordered a steak from that CK's.
Oh, buddy.
I used to go to that CK's so much.
You could break a tooth on that.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
I used to go to that CK's so much.
Here's what I don't like, Bennett. I feel like every few weeks, something that's been here forever is no longer going to be here. I read a story about it. Hey, you know this thing you love? This thing you used to enjoy? This thing that's been here your whole life? It ain't going to be here no more.
That does hurt.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
I'd like for things to be here.
Rest in peace, newbies.
Rest in peace, newbies.
Had some fond memories there.
Oh, man.
Maybe I'll go get a picture in front of it before they take the sign down.
I think we all should.
Yeah.
I think we all should.
Number 4.
As expected, Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge were named MVPs last night, and it made history. Do you know how? Last night, first time in history of Major League Baseball that the reigning AL MVP and the reigning NL MVP both repeated as MVPs. These two men won these awards last season, and they both won them again this season.
That's surprising.
And that had never happened before.
That is kind of surprising.
Does it bother you at all? Does it cheapen it at all? That in the NFL, we have a MVP.
Mm-hmm.
NBA, we have an MVP. And in Major League Baseball,
we have two. Not really.
It's just always been that way.
It's always been that way. And also, like, the number of games, I think it's okay to give it to two people in this league.
Yeah, I have no objection.
As opposed to the other ones.
I have no objection. Ohtani was unanimous.
Mm-hmm.
Every first place vote. It is his 4th unanimous MVP.
No argument from me.
Now think about this, because this is crazy. Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, MLS.
Okay.
In those 5 leagues, no other person has more than 2 unanimous MVPs. In all the sports. Nobody in all the sports, in the history of all the sports, has more than 2 unanimous MVP seasons. Shohei has 4.
I wonder who the other people are. I'm sure Michael Jordan's one of them.
Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
People like that.
Maybe Gretzky.
He's got twice as many as anybody else and is still in the prime of his career. You can reasonably argue that the greatest player in the history of American sports is Japanese.
I mean, dude, he's insane to watch. I've been riding with him all year. He's the surest thing in sports.
And we knew that the American League wouldn't be unanimous no matter what because it was going to be tightly contested between Aaron Judge and Cal Raleigh. And did you see it came down to 4 votes? Four
Did it really?
votes. That's it. They were first and second on every ballot.
Okay.
And so it really just came down to Aaron Judge was first on 4 more ballots than Cal Raleigh. And Scott Van Pelt had Aaron Judge on last night to discuss it. And I think SVP had it right. He told Aaron Judge, he was like, I think the voters got it right. I would have voted for you if I had a vote. But the fact that Cal Raleigh did it from both sides of the plate, did it as a catcher, made it a closer race, for lack of a better term, than it otherwise would have been. Strictly a numbers game, it was easily Aaron Judge. He had the better statistical season.
Mm-hmm.
But some people did give Cal Raleigh extra credit in votes based on he's calling games and behind a plate, and that's a big responsibility. Like, when you're behind the plate, you're not just focused on you the way you are in right field or center field or wherever, or certainly not as much. So that's what made this closer than it otherwise would have been. But still, Aaron Judge wins the MVP. So Ohtani, Judge, both go back-to-back repeat winners. First time we've ever seen that in the history of Major League Baseball.
Number 5.
Reported at Arkansas this morning that James Franklin is not, I repeat, not a candidate, not a factor in the ongoing Arkansas football search, which suggests the former Penn State coach is probably going to land something better than Arkansas, which everybody assumes, right? He's in play for almost, he could be a reasonable candidate for almost any of them. The big boy jobs, he's had that. Like, do you give a job like Virginia Tech and all its history to James Franklin? He's had that. He did well at Penn State. I know it went bad this season, but broadly speaking, he did a good job. So he's proven he can run a big-time, top-shelf football program. He's also proven he can win in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
You heard Steve Spurrier when Florida made a move on Billy Napier. Spurrier was like, I just want the school to hire somebody who's already proven they can win in the SEC. Well, James Franklin did that at Vanderbilt. So he can be a candidate at LSU. He can be a candidate at Florida. He can be a candidate at Virginia Tech. If Lane Kiffin happens to bounce to one of these other jobs, he could be a candidate at Ole Miss. It seems like he's not going to be out of coaching long, but it seems like he's not going to be the coach at Arkansas, probably because wherever that job falls on the totem pole of jobs, he's going to get one that's above it.
I think Arkansas. I think they're going to get Summerall from Tulane. I do. There
was the reports a few weeks ago that Ryan Silverfield was considered the favorite.
Considered, yeah. I
and
saw
that's
that
one
too.
where we could talk about it another day. But I think that is not as much of a no-brainer as it might have been once upon a time. If you're the Memphis coach, take the Arkansas job. Once upon a time, that's a no-brainer, right? I don't think it's as much of a no-brainer now because of the way the college football playoff is constructed. For as long as they're reserving one spot in this playoff for a group of 5 team, the head coach at the University of Memphis should be set up as well as anybody and perhaps better than anybody to secure that spot. I know we ain't done it yet, but in terms of the money used to finance and support the football program, in the group of 5, Memphis is as good as anybody. better than anybody in the American. And so if your goal is to win games, get contract extensions, and compete in the playoff, I think you can reasonably argue you are set up right now to do that at Memphis, more so than you're set up right now to do that at Arkansas. At which point, the only thing that would sway you to Arkansas, or at least the most obvious thing that would sway you to Arkansas, would just be money. If they just triple your salary and Memphis either can't get there or chooses not to get there, then maybe you go because you don't feel wanted, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that is a scenario where, like, that's not unrealistic, what I just laid out.
Okay, well.
And Arkansas comes in with a big offer, and Memphis just says, if you think that's the job for you, you should take it.
I mean, I don't know if that offer's going to be there if you lose at East Carolina this weekend.
I mean, obviously. I don't know if that offer's going to be there anyway. But
right.
I wouldn't. I could see a scenario where,
if things were going really good and you're the hottest coaching candidate in the America, I get what you're saying.
And I could see Memphis saying, we can't match that, or we don't want to match that. And then Ryan's got a tough decision to make.
Mm-hmm.
But perhaps that makes it easier for you when your current employer doesn't try to fight to keep you the way you would hope.
I noticed you haven't asked me to set the stage.
I just feel like it's over. And I know it's not, but it feels that way.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't come in here today prepared with anything because I didn't think you were going to ask me to say. I just had that feeling.
All right. Well, you ready for this? And I don't say this with any joy. In fact, I say it with a complete lack of joy.
Yeah.
We are now living through exactly what I told you was going to happen. The second it no longer feels like they are headed toward a conference championship game and or college football playoff, clock out.
I mean,
I have not thought about. You ready for this? Haven't thought about the game for 1 second. Embarrassingly, you ready for this? If you'd have just pop quizzed me and said, who's Memphis playing? Even though we've talked about it in previous weeks, I hadn't thought about it since last Friday night when they lost, and I might have struggled to grab the name. It's so far off of the radar now.
It could have been so good. I have like Pirates gear. It could have been so good.
It is so far off of my radar now. It's basketball season now. I'm worried about Zach Edey.
It just feels silly for me to set the stage. It does.
Set the stage for what?
I mean, dude, they could still get into a conference championship game. I hope people know that. It doesn't seem likely.
They can, but
you don't control your own destiny.
And it's just like, there are two different moments where if you just win a game you're supposed to win.
The UAB game.
Well, that one. And then the other one, it was a game you're supposed to win.
It's true, but I just think if you don't lose that stupid UAB game, we are in here this week saying, okay, last week was rough, but Tulane's good, and you still got good wins on your schedule, and you can still control your own destiny. Like
certainly being a one-loss team with the lone loss being to Tulane is different than being a two-loss team with a loss to UAB.
Without question.
I mean, it's a big difference. It's perhaps the difference between you getting where you're trying to get to and not, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it just stinks. Like, it is still true that Memphis has a nice record and Memphis could technically get to the conference championship game. But it's just hard to get excited about it when you just watched them fumble the bag. You hear that all the time, right? I can't believe so-and-so fumbled the bag. They fumbled the bag. They had a college football playoff bag and they fumbled it, metaphorically speaking. And now it's like off the radar.
It's not. I will be watching.
Yes, of course. I'll turn it on. But I'm talking about...
It ain't a bad team they're playing this weekend.
The loss to Tulane, this is what it does.
Yeah.
We would have talked about Memphis football every day this week. We would have talked about them heading into Tuesday night because of the college football playoff show. We'd have been like, hey, you want to tune in tonight? College football playoff show. Rankings
are going to be, yeah.
Where are they going to be? Probably still the 12th seed, but who will be the 5? Remember last week it was Georgia. So it would be like Memphis at Georgia. Will it still be Georgia or could it be Ole Miss this time? You know, like we'd have been having that. And then on Wednesday, we'd have come back in here and we would have said, so if you watched last night, you saw that Memphis was still the 12th seed, but they got a chance to maybe be the 11 because of the ACC and blah, 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 right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know what we'd have done yesterday. But today, I'd have been getting you ready. I would have had you setting the stage. It would have been in 5 more things. It would have probably been number 1 in 5 more things. That's the truth.
Okay.
As it is, I didn't even know who they were playing anymore.
Let me just bring a little bit of optimism here, okay? All right. South Florida's at Navy. That's not a gimme. That's not a gimme.
I scouted Navy last week. On-site, boots on the ground.
They're not... They can give you problems, okay? That's not a gimme for South Florida to walk in there and beat Navy. Tulane gets Florida Atlantic at home. That's asking a lot. That's asking a lot there. And you got to beat East Carolina.
Is this your way of providing optimism?
What if they both lose and you win?
You don't believe that's going to happen?
South Florida could easily lose at Navy. And then we would need something magical to happen with Florida Atlantic and Tulane. We would need something magical there.
Your optimism relies on us hoping for magic.
North Texas at UAB. That's a different UAB team than you're used to. Trent Dilfer's not there anymore.
Chris Mortensen's kid.
All I see him do is win whenever I watch him.
He did shove it up your ass pretty good.
Dang it.
He did give it to you pretty good, Chris Mortensen's kid.
I could have had a really good stage setter involving Pirates, but
I wanted you to.
I understand.
That's what the loss to Tulane. This is the best way I can explain it to you. The loss to Tulane goes from Tiger football is story number 1 in 5 more things today to Tiger football is. I didn't think about it.
I did. I do. I'm still here, and we need stuff to happen, but anything can happen in this game.
You put your faith in some Florida Atlantic Owls. Congratulations. Good luck.
Yep.
Good luck. Your faith is in Owls.
And some midshipmen.
That's right. All right.
Let's go.
All right. Be back with GP's Carryout.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Jeff Dunham, artificial intelligence, his all-new tour.
You're the other white meat. How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it. I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Parrish Show presented by Ortho South. Let's wrap this up with GP's Carryout.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we miss today?
So one more college basketball story. Pretty good schedule of games this weekend. Among the best, UConn against BYU at TD Garden in Boston. That is A.J. DeBonsa's homecoming game. He was born in Boston, grew up about 30 minutes outside of the city, is now a freshman at BYU, a candidate to be the number 1 overall pick in the 2026 NBA draft, and he will get to play in front of friends and family this weekend. Did you see the other headline connected to BYU?
No.
This is interesting. Kennard Davis, who...
Oh, wait, I did see this. Yep.
Is a 6'6" transfer from Southern Illinois, like starter on a top 10 team, was charged with suspicion of driving under the influence yesterday.
Influence of what?
Alcohol.
Can you even get alcohol there?
You can get it, but you aren't supposed to have it in your body if you are a student at BYU.
That's true.
It's a violation of the honor code.
Yep.
You have to abstain. I'll just read it to you. The honor code at BYU states that every student must make a personal commitment to abstain both on and off campus from alcoholic beverages, tobacco, tea, coffee, vaping, and substance abuse. Man, I like almost all of that.
Wait, so you can't have caffeine. Like you could have a Coca-Cola.
They have loosened the rules on caffeine, I believe, but...
You know why? Because like that, there's big money in like vendors and stuff for these events, right? And college campuses and things like that. I'm sure Coca-Cola was like, "Yo, we ain't got that much caffeine in our Cokes."
Bennett, you have just invented an entire story about Coca-Cola bullying BYU into allowing caffeine.
You don't think a phone call was made?
I don't know if Coca-Cola called BYU. I can't speak to that. All right?
Look, y'all, we're on every college campus in America.
I can't speak to that. I don't know. What I do know is you're not supposed to be drinking at BYU or having sex.
Mm-hmm. They do have a workaround that I've heard of. I'll tell you off air.
No, I know about it.
You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I've
you heard of that thing?
I've looked at it.
Did they do? You've looked at it.
I mean, I talk an unusual amount about the BYU honor code.
I know you do.
Shouts to Brandon Davies. He got kicked out of school.
Yes.
He was on maybe a Final Four team with Jimmer Fredette. Got kicked out of school for banging. Got dismissed from school for smashing. It's a lot of people go to college, all they try to do is smash. Brandon Davies went to college, smashed on the side, kicked off the team. Violation of the honor code. I always thought that was wild. You could get kicked off a team just for, you know.
Yeah.
But that's the honor code, right?
That's the code.
If you don't want to
abide by it.
If you don't want to live like, if you don't want to deal with the honor code, don't go to BYU.
Yeah.
And it sounds like Kennard Davis is going to learn that the hard way, because he went to BYU, even though he is, I don't believe Mormon, but he got a good NIL deal. That's the thing I always said about DeBonsa. Like, they'll give you 5 different reasons for why he went to BYU. There's one good one. They paid him a ton of money.
Yes.
More than anybody else. First to go to prep school in Utah, then to go to college in Utah. He and his father have accepted millions in direct deposits over the past year or so. But I always said, like, if I were to, and apparently, like, he's different than I am. But if I were AJ DeBonsa and my dad was operating as my agent, here's what I would have said. Dad, we're going to take all offers from everywhere, and we will take the highest offer we can get from a place where I'm allowed to drink coffee and have a beer and pursue a cheerleader if I want to. So if BYU's the best offer we get, take that, put it over here. What's the next best offer? That's where I'm going to school, because I wouldn't want to get caught up in stuff like this.
Obviously, this young man makes a terrible decision. You should not get behind the wheel of a car after you've been drinking. That's what he is alleged to have done. That's his first and biggest mistake. But if he were a basketball player at Memphis or at Tennessee or at Alabama, he would be in trouble, I guess, and punished, perhaps. But we wouldn't be talking about his career's probably over. And yet with Kennard Davis, I mean, it's the second week of the season. He transferred to BYU, and it is probably over because regardless of where this case goes legally, he's now been charged with drinking alcohol. And that is an undeniable violation of the honor code, and they're going to have a hard time working around that one.
I bet A.J. Devonsta can drink a cup of coffee.
They say he can't.
I bet if there was a picture of him circulating around that campus drinking a cup of coffee this morning, it would get brushed under the rug.
He probably got K-cups in his dorm.
Yeah. I think he'll be okay.
He probably got K-cups in his dorm. Anyway, be careful out there, all right? Kennard Davis involved in a crash yesterday, and now his basketball career, at least at BYU, probably done.
What are we watching on TV?
Okay, Bennett.
Oh, wait.
What's today's biggest game?
All right.
You forgot.
I'm just following your lead. You're in charge of pushing the buttons.
No, that's true. That's true.
I'm just following your lead.
I'll take that one.
I'm just listening to what I hear. If it says, what are we watching on TV? I talk about what we're watching on TV.
Sometimes in What Do We Miss Today, when we're talking about like a specific team or game, in my head, I'm thinking that's the game that we're talking about.
In your head, you get confused all the time.
Sometimes.
I got it. I know. I picked, trust me, I've noticed. Okay. I've noticed you get confused with the button sometimes. I think we all have. College football.
Okay.
Friday night prime time.
This one's tough.
Clemson at Louisville.
Yeah, I knew you were going to go here.
Clemson, 4-5 Clemson at Louisville. Our old friends, the Cardinals, are 7-2, 4-2 in the ACC. We're doing it at L&N Federal Credit Union. Used to be Papa John's Stadium, but then Papa John started saying the N-word all the time, and they were like, we can't name our stadium after you anymore, bro. What are you doing? On a conference call. Calm down, Papa John.
I think I was going to say, how can you fumble the bag like that? But he's probably got plenty of money. Papa John's probably doing just fine, but I believe that's not Papa John, by the way. Is it? Is he Papa John?
Oh, he is definitely Papa John.
He was Papa John.
He is Papa John.
I think his name was John.
Yes. He's John. He is Papa John.
Come on, man.
He's wilding out on a conference call.
Just acting like a idiot.
I do like that garlic sauce they put in their boxes, though.
Now Shaq's the head of Papa John's.
How you feel?
And Shaq's the head of Papa John's now, right?
Shaq owns a lot of them. I don't know that he's the head of it, but he owns a lot of them.
He's the face.
I think Peyton Manning owns a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. How you feel about the garlic sauce?
I hate that stuff.
You don't partake?
No, my wife loves it.
I love it.
I hate it.
I smother. I will like it's milk.
Ugh.
Like if you give me a slice of Papa John's, I want to put that garlic sauce on it like it's a bowl of cereal.
Sick. I do love the pepperoncinis. Keep adding those. I love those.
I get extra garlic sauces.
I get extra pepperoncinis.
I will trade you
all the pepperoncinis for all the garlic?
Yes.
You got it.
Okay. You're on the wrong end of that one.
Papa John's, like, of the I don't want to call them lower tier because I like all pizza's good pizza to me.
All pizza's good pizza.
But like of like the main like brands that people get that's not like going to a restaurant or going to like a super authentic pizza. Like I won't even say super authentic. All pizza's good pizza. I love it all. But if you're ranking like of the main three, Papa John's, Pizza Hut, Domino's, Papa John's.
I have a place in my heart for all of them. You're talking You're talking to a man who once delivered.
They're all good.
You're talking to a man who once delivered for Pizza Hut. You're talking to a man who once delivered for Papa John's. I never deliver for Domino's, but they make a deep dish that's.
I really like Domino's thin crust.
Deep dish, thick crust. It's not Chicago, but it's thicker.
Mm-hmm.
It's thick enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I like that garlic sauce a lot at Papa John's. I think that's what puts it over the edge.
Yeah.
I think as a Parrish household, I think if you audited us, you'd find out that we tend to order most of our pizza from Papa John's. I met a woman, and She seemed like a nice enough woman. And we were all talking. We were at dinner, her and her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And me and my wife. And we got to talking. I was getting to know this person. And she was like, yeah, my ex-husband owns the Papa John's. And I said, oh, really? And she said, yeah. And I said, well, I don't want to get our relationship off to a bad start. And I don't know what your relationship is with your ex-husband. But if you were telling me this in an attempt to steer me away from doing business with your ex-husband, just know that I enjoy the garlic sauce too much.
Yeah.
I can't turn away. I respect you, but if you're going to ask me to turn away from your ex-husband's business, I'm going to have to decline based on nothing more than I really enjoy his garlic sauce. That's a hard conversation. That's a hard conversation to have.
It's not my favorite. I don't love that garlic sauce. Love the pizza. Love the pizza.
And I just want to pour it on everything.
Ugh.
I mean, I could like by the time I'm done with it, you take my pizza, you could, and you do one of these on it, you could splash it.
I feel like
I want to splash my pizza. I want to have so much garlic sauce on my pizza that I splash it.
I feel like when I eat, when I eat it,
splish splash,
I could feel like
splishy,
pimples
splash.
growing on my face.
Oh yeah, it's not good for you.
Yeah.
I mean, look at me. It's not good for you. I didn't say it was good for you. I just say that's the way I like it.
Okay. Where it used to be Papa John's Stadium, but we're not anymore. What is it? Yum Stadium?
L&N Federal Credit Union.
Okay.
What an awful name.
I would assume that's Louisville and something Federal Credit Union.
Well, here's the thing, Bennett. Year 2025, you don't have to assume anything. You never have to assume anything.
They're the ones that abbreviated it,
not me. You can just go L&N Federal Credit Union. What does that stand for? L&N Federal Credit Union. I think it just stands for L&N.
All right, give me a line.
I can get you an auto rate for 5.49% right now.
I'll pass.
I can get you a mortgage for 5.75 right now.
I just need a line for this game.
Oh, okay. Louisville minus 1.5. Totals 50.5. How you gonna act?
I was leaning Clemson because this is one of those weird traps. But it was 2.5 earlier. It's moved to 1.5. That makes me now think I should probably lean towards Louisville.
Let's not trust Dabo. The vibes are all wrong. He don't even want to be there anymore. He hates his team.
Doesn't it feel like a letdown spot for Louisville? They can't ever. They teeter around this, and they never. You know what I mean?
I'm going to trust them.
I feel like Louisville's been in the bottom tier of the top 25 for the past decade, and they just never.
I will tell you, this feels very much like funny business. You got a ranked team at home, 4-2 in the ACC, playing an unranked team on the road, 3-4 in the ACC, and you're only making me lay 1.5.
Yeah.
Feels like funny business.
It didn't move. You know what? Let's go Clemson. It moved. But
the vibes are bad.
If you go look at the games they played, though, they put up a lot of points this season. I don't trust Louisville.
Well, you know what?
Can I just go ahead and say it? I hate Louisville.
I don't need to go back and look at it. But here's what I can tell you. No matter how many points Louisville has scored in games this season, they've been outscored in 5 of them. Because they've lost 5 times. That's the way it works, Bennett.
Give me the Clemson Tigers.
Okay. Bennett's going to put his faith in Dabo Swinney. Seems like the wrong year to do that.
Not tonight, buddy.
6:30 kick on ESPN.
What are we watching on TV?
Okay. We're going to give SmackDown a shot. I don't know if you've noticed, but on Mondays, what are we watching on TV? We used to talk about Raw. Not doing that lately.
Yeah.
On Fridays, we used to talk about SmackDown. Not doing that lately.
Right.
And you want to know why? I don't even know what's going on. I'm out the game.
Well, Cena
is the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, he won the title over Dominic Guerrero.
Mysterio.
That was
Mysterio. Dirty Dom.
He wrestles like Eddie.
Cody Rhodes is a champ.
That's his idol.
still. CM Punk is a champ now. John Cena has the Intercontinental title.
Yep.
I'm just out the game. I don't know what's going on, but I want to be back in the game. I don't like being out the game, but I lost my passion. but I want to get back in the game. So here's my plan tonight. No Grizzlies game. No Tigers game. I'm going to try to get back in the game tonight.
Okay.
I'm going to try to turn on SmackDown tonight and see if I can get interested. See if I can make myself care again, because I lost my passion in a way that disappoints me.
I can get down.
I want to care again. I like to have things. I know as stupid as this sounds, and it sounds real stupid, but I like the idea of like, hey, it's Friday night and something live's coming on TV that I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
I like that, and I haven't been interested in a little while. I need to get my passion back. I'm going to make an attempt tonight.
My passion will come back.
It's not because I want to watch tonight. It's because I want to care again, and the first step in caring again is put myself in a position to care. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. 7 o'clock, USA Network. LA Knight is wrestling a mystery, man. It's a mystery,
This is why I
man.
don't care anymore.
This is kind of why I don't care anymore either. I don't need to get excited about LA Knight and a mystery, man.
Mm-mm.
Just give me my tribal chief. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes for me, too.
Give me my tribal chief. I used to get excited about my tribal chief. Now you're asking me to get excited about LA Knight and a mystery man.
No, I mean, we're getting closer and closer to the Royal Rumble as the calendar turns. Like, it always sucks me back in right around this. I'm going to be back. I'll be back. I will be back.
I think
I've never turned my back fully. It's just things happen, and it's a little downtime this year for them. Like, you know.
All right. I will, we'll see.
I'll be back.
I'm going to try tonight, though. I'm going to do
I'll
my
watch, too.
I'm going to do my best.
Let's do it.
I'm going to do my best.
What's the best thing we've read?
All right. Adam Rittenberg over at ESPN.com had a neat story published this morning. With all these college football jobs open, his point is what you should be trying to do in this era of college football is find the next Curt Cignetti, who, of course, is the former Division II coach who is now flourishing at Indiana. So what does it look like? Finding the next Curt Cignetti.
Mm-hmm.
So he basically mapped out Cignetti's career, one at multiple levels, one at different places before he got this big job, and found people working in Division I football who actually check some of these boxes. Like if you're looking for somebody who could be the next Cignetti, and your approach to doing that is trying to find people whose careers are kind of unfolding similar to the way his unfolded, well, then here is a list of guys who check those boxes. The Army coach is one of them. But if you haven't read that yet and you're an Arkansas fan, Florida fan, LSU fan, somebody who's looking for a new football coach, I found it interesting. Just an interesting exercise. It was on the homepage at ESPN.com. Adam Rittenberg is your author.
What's going on this weekend?
Well, big weekend. Grizzlies are in Cleveland. The Hustle are in South Haven.
Mm-hmm.
The Tigers are at FedEx Forum with Josh Pastor bringing UNLV in here. So on Monday, we're going to have a ton of stuff to talk about.
I need some dubs this weekend.
Can we get some, please?
I need some dubs this weekend.
Some, please?
I need some dubs this weekend.
Please don't make me come in here and talk about
sadness.
Don't make me be sad. I want to be happy. I know it doesn't always seem that way.
I want to be happy too.
I know my neutral setting isn't joy, right? But I would like to be that way. And it's hard when you lose by 36. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So let's do better. Let's do better.
Okay.
Same thing I tell my kids when we have a rough day, rough week. Hey, all right, that's done. What's done is done. Let's try to be better.
Yep.
Let's move on and try to be better. So that's what we're going to do this weekend, Bennett. We're going to try to be better.
Good.
Either way, we'll be here Monday at 10 o'clock. Enjoy your weekend. I'm going to enjoy mine. We'll see you in a few days. Till then, be careful, be kind, be good. Rep your hood.